Yeah, it didn't take. Good morning, everyone. I hope you brought your cup of coffee or your water or whatever for our Thoughtful Thursdays. We are so excited today. We have a wonderful guest that I think everybody will love her and what she does. So I want to first say I'm Carol Henderson, and I have Life by Design. I will teach people how to live better, look better, and feel better. And I do that in several areas, both with anti-aging, weight loss, and getting off your prescription drugs. So you can look at more of that and learn more about that by reaching out to me. You can text wellness to 855-476-4845 to reach me. You can text that same number and it's up on Barbara's window. And you text Shine to get a hold of Barbara and witness her playroom, her wellness playroom. So I want to introduce ABarbaraEllison and just welcome her to the show today. You know, both of us, we thank you for sharing, clicking, coming on, commenting. But anyway, take it away, Miss Barbara.
Well, hi there, everybody, and welcome to Thoughtful Thursdays. My name is, as Carol said, my name is Barbara Ellison. I am the founder of the Wellness Playroom, because wellness is about so much more than just not being sick. It's about aging gracefully, although I'm changing that word to aging successfully. New thing, aging successfully, and being the best ever version of yourself, so that you have wellness in your relationships, that you have wellness within yourself, your physical body, but also wellness within your wealth. And that's what the Wellness Playroom is all about. So just come play with me, come chat. Click Shine to 855-476-4845, or you can, just direct message me yourself. Come play with me. We'll chat. Anyways, but we are so excited about having our guest, because you know what? Unfortunately, leaving this life is something that we are all going to face. But you know what? We can also face it gracefully, and we can face it successfully. So we are so excited to bring you Natalie McQueen, and her word to the same number is legacy. Reach out to her. You are going to love what she does and what we're going to be talking about. So Natalie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, ladies. I am so excited to be here.
This is going to be so exciting, something that we all need. So, and that's what our show is about, bringing you things that you need in your life, and it can change your life forever. So tell us about, you have your, oh, now see, look at this. I'm a terrible host. I've totally forgotten what your it's your legacy.
Legacy. Yeah.
Book. Legacy. Legacy. But there you have a name for your book.
Yeah. So my company is called Gifts of Legacy.
Yeah, Gifts of Legacy.
Yeah. So I'm the founder of Gifts of Legacy, but you're right. My book is called Gifts of Legacy, the ultimate blueprint for generations to enjoy. And I wrote my book after having a near-death experience about 5 years ago. And it really made me realize that the essence of who we are, how we live our lives, the kind of life we live should be lived to the fullest, first of all, but then use our words of wisdom and our traditions, our important legacy stories to help future generations remember us and to be able to carry on our important legacies that we have. So, oops, sorry, I just flipped. It's once you have an experience like that, you never want someone else to go through that and feel so unprepared. And that is my mission, is to help others realize, enjoy your life while you're here. And I love exactly what you ladies are doing. You're helping people to get to live life to the fullest. But then at the same token, be realistic that we don't know when our end is going to be. So be prepared.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I share with people. You know, like my husband passed away 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. The things that I went through, I thought I was prepared. I mean, we had our wills, we had trusts, we had all of those things prepared. Mm-hmm. Didn't have a credit card in my own name, that where I was the primary. This mm-hmm. is something that now that Natalie was like, yeah, that's one of the things she teaches you.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to talk about things that you can do to prepare for when something happens. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't have to be up in years. We have several friends, several places who have lost children recently. Yes. I don't know if wrecks are up or we're just hearing more of them, but especially motorcycle wrecks. Yeah. And another story is a young man who was in Florida, had a wreck, and nobody knew anything about anything. And so he was even listed in the hospital as a John Doe.
That is so common that younger people, something happens and they think they've got years to, get their legal stuff prepared. And then COVID is a perfect example. So many people were not unprepared, and it left their families in a very stressful situation. And you don't want to do that. Yeah. I see your legacy as kind of two different pieces. You have the legal, your legal will, but you have your emotional will. And think about if I were to take, or if you were told today's your last day, you will not be on this earth tomorrow, think about maybe what you would do, who you would talk to, what relationships you would want to make sure that they knew how important they were to you. Maybe the words of wisdom or things that you've learned in this lifetime, and you just want to make sure that you share those, or just to thank those people that they've been so amazing in your life. And you just want to touch base with them before you go. You never know.
Yes. Well, and kind of tell us a little bit about what is in this flip book that you've mentioned to us. What would it cover? What would people,
Yeah. So the flip book is just my gift to get people thinking of what they can do every day. And it's little, I love the thought of giving people in your life unexpected attention. And that can be a quick text and just say, you know what, I'm thinking about you. I hope you're having a great day. Or a 10-minute phone call, because we're all so busy and we always think, if I call so-and-so, it's going to be a half hour. And so you put it off. But if you take time and every day and think of 3 people that mean something in your life and just reach out to them in some way, text, phone call, a funny meme with my family has a group chat, and I will just say, here's your laugh for the day, and a funny picture of a cat stuck in a bucket or, something. And it's a way to keep the connections growing and just enjoying life.
That's great. That is very, very good. That's one of the things that the people that Barbara and I both work with are very big about, is the gratitudes and the connections and just the little touches that you can give people. And that beyond anything else, we're put on life. We're blessed to be a blessing. And that can go into, finances, emotion, just all of the areas. And so that they cost you nothing. I love that poem. I've posted it before, and I think I've posted it here, about a smile. You can give it away and it costs you nothing, but the ripple effect goes on forever. Just a smile to somebody that you don't even know, somebody in the post office, and they smile back, and that puts them in a little better mood. They smile at the next person, and it just goes. And I love it.
I love that, because that's something I talk about, and we don't understand how we impact others. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we think, oh, I'm a stay-home mom. I don't really have any major wisdom, but it could be that thing that we share with others. I'm very passionate about learning what you do with your family, your traditions, your funny little quirks, that you maybe cut the peanut butter and jam sandwich in a heart shape with a note, the things that we can bring in and learn from each other and then bring them into our homes to make our families better is priceless.
Can I share something I did with my boys?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have 3 boys. They were 0, 1, and 2 for a while. They're up there a little more now. But anyway, so I had 3 in 3 years. And, they were all boys. They were all right there together. And it was early on. I think my middle one was maybe 2 when this idea popped into my head, and he always gravitated to blue, and he had these piercing blue eyes. They all had blue eyes, but his were a little bluer. And so I thought, he likes blue. And all of a sudden I color coded my kits, red, blue, and yellow. And I mean, we're talking cups, bowls, the threads on the socks when I could find them that way.
Right.
I because they were all so close. And sometimes you wash socks and you don't know whose are who.
Oh, I bet.
And then they would get as teenagers, they didn't like each other's socks because one would stretch them out and one would wear them out dirty on the bottom. And, but I mean, they're, even to the point of blankets and, soccer, not teams, you don't get a choice on that. But I mean, all the things that could be color coded, even stockings in the holidays, we had, like, if I got rolls of what are those round things, lifesavers, they got red, blue, and the green could go blue or yellow. So you didn't always get those 3 colors, but it pretty much did. And it was great. It solved so many problems. Who left their cup on the counter? Not me, not me. Oh, it must have
been no asking.
Yeah, no, it's like, no. And it was just the kiss of death to use someone else's cup. So number one, we didn't share germs very often. We didn't spread things. But I mean, if a brother caught another brother using their cup or using the other brother's cup, it was like, so it was kind of self-regulating.
Right.
But that's my one tip for any young parents that you have contact with, that I love. I'm so glad I did it, and I pass it on.
Well, it's those kind of things that make our families unique and special, and they'll remember that.
Oh, and they still sometimes, even like when they're all home, they'll go grab those colors and stuff while they're here.
And I think it's important to share our traditions and the little things for moms of things that worked for you.
Right.
Like one of the things, like I was one of 4. Well, my mom had a schedule that 1 week we washed the dishes, 1 week we dried the dishes, 1 week we set the table, and 1 week we cleared the table. And there was never any quibbling about it. If we wanted, like if we had a date as we got older and we wanted to not dry the dishes, okay, oh, Liz, it's your turn to dry the dishes. Will you dry the dishes and I'll set the table for you.
Right.
So that I would be done after dinner and I was out the door. And we all did that. So that was that, but it had to be recorded that we have switched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The recording's important. It could be
you've agreed to this.
1-to-1. Yeah.
You've agreed to this. But you know what? There are little things that I think in so many ways we've gotten away from.
Mm-hmm.
Those little things that worked in families.
Right.
Well, families don't have family time.
and families
They
have
did.
changed immensely. Immensely. So just those little things of, like just even this morning with my 11-year-old granddaughter, she put the dogs out. And so I came down, I was like, oh yeah, okay. And I came up to her and gave her a hug and I said, how are you doing? I'm fine. I love you. I love you. I love you too, Grammy. I said, do you know why I love you? And I said, is it because you smile? Is it because of this and this? She said, I said, it's because you're you.
Aww.
And just reinforcing that I love her no matter what she's doing. I mean, like right now she's got purple hair. Not my favorite color. You know what? She has purple hair. I come home. Some days I'll come home and they are like, wasn't your hair green yesterday? Oh yeah. But today it's purple.
That's funny.
Okay.
Well, that is.
Yes.
So tell us,
What my is.
how many kids do you have?
I have 2 daughters. I have a daughter that is 23 and she's an esthetician.
Oh.
And she just loves it. And then I have my older daughter is 25 and she just became a pilot. So
What does she pilot?
So she just graduated. So she has her pilot's license and she just passed the instructor. So she can now teach new pilots. Once she gets her hours, then she'll be able to fly for the airlines.
Okay. So she's like a private.
Yeah.
Single engine, twin engine.
With both.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So one day I said, talk about driving your mother crazy. I was at home working and I had my daughter Taylor is the pilot. She's up in the sky taking her first or second test with the FAA. So she was a little nervous and wanted to stay up in the sky and do good things. Then I have my younger daughter. She's up in the sky at the same time jumping out of a plane. She was skydiving for the first time. So I love it.
Cool.
That's on my list.
Me too. So that is exactly what I was going to talk about. So many of us say, someday I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. And we don't know when that someday may be, or if you'll get that chance. And a big part of what I teach is sit down and really think. I call it a legacy list because it's what you want to be remembered for. It's what you want to do in experiences. So that could be travel to Europe, jump out of a plane, but then also that could be your education. That could be, volunteering somewhere. It's everything. Your legacy list can have everything on it, but then look at what is most important and start breaking it down into goals of, okay, I'm going to jump out of a plane. What does that look like? Get on Google, find out the places near you, see when a good time of year is, because maybe if you have snow in Arizona, we don't have that issue, but maybe they don't jump in the winter. I don't know. So look at everything and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to create that money or create that experience or whatever. Get it on your calendar because you don't want to look back and go, oh, I was going to do that and now I'm too old, or now I'm, or I don't feel that I have the same passion anymore. Check it off your legacy list and enjoy life and make those experiences ones that you do achieve and not just something that you talk about or say someday.
Yeah. Well, and I've done a lot of things, but that one is still on my bucket list.
Yeah.
My dad was a pilot and a skydiver and a trick skier, with the girls on his shoulder things.
Oh, wow.
And, and even to the point, how you have that friend of the family where the family's her friend and you call her your big sister, that, she wasn't a blood sister, but she was friend of the family. And she gave me all of her skydiving equipment when I was in high school because she had done it and said, I'm done, gave me everything. And I never got to do it.
All right.
And so it's,
Carol,
don't have the equipment anymore.
I know what's on your list. And
yeah, that is something I don't know for sure if my husband would still let me. Just like I posted in my community about the second half of your life, that because Adam, a friend of ours, had asked me about something, and I said, "Oh no, I'm not afraid to do it. I want to do," and I can't even remember what it was, but I said, the thing is I still think I can do all these things, but I don't know that Keith would let me go ski moguls at Taos anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Although just last month, we went on a helicopter ride, which was on my list, and we went rock crawling.
Oh,
I didn't even know what rock crawling was, but we went rock crawling. It was very fun. It was very fun. We were in a Jeep Rubicon.
So you just taught me something.
Yeah. Well,
because now I'm going to look that up and see if I want to add that to my list. And that's
can show you how to do it.
Yeah.
We have pictures of us doing it. We were in a Jeep Rubicon.
And going around at the same event, same afternoon, the Lightning McQueen going around the sand dunes, banked and stuff. We did that to Lightning McQueen music.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We were screaming. It was very fun though.
Sounds awesome.
The first time it was like, I think I was a little bit like a deer in headlight, and then the screaming started.
It was like, fun. Whoa. It was fun.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Okay. Well, we're sitting here talking about things. Is there anything else you want us to tell about you, or tell us about you, or what you do, or how to get a hold of you?
Sure.
How do people start?
Well, they can. I have to look at my little number. Adam would be so upset if he knew that.
It's on my
look up on Barbara's picture.
Perfect. Yes. Oh, that is really helpful.
It is.
If they text the word legacy to the 855-476-4845, they can get the free gift, which is 10 ways to gift your legacy. And those are just fun things you can do right away. And then if you're interested into looking into your legacy pieces, getting serious about what you have and what you would like to do, I would love to have a free consultation with you, and we can look, and then I can show you what we offer. We have some classes, we have a workshop, and the workshop it'll blow your mind. It's just the little things that you talked about earlier when you thought you were prepared, and then when your husband passed, and you don't realize the things that were missed. And we have heard story after story about, oh, my husband's all prepared and he's got the will, but it was a copy of a will on his computer. No one had the password to get into his computer. And just, when you're not prepared and you don't have everyone on board, then it can really leave families in stress. The other thing is, if you do your, what I call your emotional will, and do some recordings and different keepsakes for your family, you have to have a safe place to keep those. You want a storage that does not compress your storage, so it will be good for a long, long time. If you have a garage full of photos or old videos, I can help you get those converted and get them stored. And the company that I work with stores for your lifetime plus 100 years. And you have to have a beneficiary on the account. So if something happens to your, the people, your loved ones will still have access to the account and be able to have individual keepsakes that you've created for them. And that's another thing I do, is help them set up their accounts, get them where, say, if they have 4 children, each child can have their own file folder, and you can keep videos and family photos. Like if you have a garage of photos and there's a photo of the 4 of you, who gets that photo? So this way you can scan it in and tag all 4 children and they all get a copy. And so there's so many amazing things that I can help people just get organized and look at all their legacy pieces, and don't leave a mess, leave a legacy.
That is wonderful. And it's so needed. It is so needed. And we think about the legal part of it, but
right.
I've had, like I mentioned, several friends who have lost family members, parents even unexpectedly, and or friends that we've had, and the wife or the husband or the children are going through, and what you're doing doesn't take the place of the garage, but they're going through this garage of stuff,
right.
So much. And it's like, what do I do with all this?
Well, and that I have exact tips and worksheets that help people go through that and be able to take, the stuff that you maybe want, that one picture for a copy for all the kids, and then get that put into a digital version of sharing. Same with the moms that put together those beautiful baby albums that are sitting on a shelf somewhere. If your house burns down
up there
or floods, we hear this all the time, that they lost all of their pictures because of a flood or a fire. Our system will scan those albums and make it into a shareable copy, a digital copy that can be enjoyed forever and reprinted if needed.
That is great. I do have one other tip for your clients that a friend of mine did. When his parents died, when his mom died, I should say, the father was already gone, and they had a lot of things. I mean, like big grandfather clocks and pricey furniture, and they had an
estate sale?
Thank you. Well, no, they didn't do an estate sale. They had an estimator. I'm drawing a blank on the name.
Okay.
The job, but they had somebody who could come in and estimate the price of everything, and they put price tags on everything in the house, and then they drew lots to see who went first, second, third, and fourth.
Okay.
And they were given. They added up the price of everything in the house, and they were given 1/4 of that. And so number one said, I want the grandfather clock. Well, $2,900. Okay, here. And everything. And it was like Monopoly money, but they funked it out. And then number 2 chose what was left, and 3, and they went through the whole house that way. So, there's so many fights and so many
families are ruined because of the lack of preparation.
I'm an only child, and you wouldn't think that you'd have issues as an only child, but I did.
Oh, wow.
I did, with an aunt and her family. And it was my parents. So anyway, the aunt was the baby of the family and had the take care of me syndrome. But anyway, the way that they did it was so clean and so nice that no one could complain about, you got this and I wanted that, and what, and it was all even Steven. Everybody didn't get the equal things,
right?
But they got, it's like the draft pick. They got what they were willing to put.
And good for the kids to be able to do that. Some families, you can't even do that. So even having that done before is.
Yes. We did that with my mother-in-law's jewelry. We sat in on the bed with her one day long before she passed, and everybody put their name on things that they wanted and or wanted to pass to their grandchildren.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this has been wonderful. I appreciate it so much, Natalie. We love having you on. I'm excited for the collaborations that we're going to have in the future through some other, other things. And I hope to use this, elsewhere, this video, because I think this would be perfect for my community of the second half of your life. So,
absolutely.
I think that this video would be very good there. So I'm going to talk to Adam about how we go about using this, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. And thank you both for having me on. And I look forward to learning all the ways that you're helping people live their best life. Because if you're not looking after yourself and doing the right things, then you're not having a good legacy. You're not living your best life.
True. So true. And legacy is all we have, truly. That's all we have. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you.
Thoughts, Barbara?
I believe, okay, my dogs were barking. So I muted myself so I could a normal thing in my life. You know what, Natalie, this was amazing, because so often we don't like to think, well, as Sandy said, well, this is kind of morbid. It's not morbid. It's preparation. Yep. It's making a difference in the next generation. Yes. Like I look back on when my husband passed away, and when I went to use my credit card, and it had been stopped.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean I can't use my credit card? And it was like, luckily I had one that I had not used in 2 or 3 or 4 years. So they were not notified that my husband had passed away. So but if I had not had that one, I don't know what I would have done. I would have had no credit.
And we're all women, and that's another thing. Especially. Yep, we need to empower ourselves and make sure it's great to have a partnership and stuff, but to make sure that you know what's going on and what accounts exist. Yeah, and where things are.
Primary on at least one card. And I said, but I'm an authorized user. Yeah, but one of the answers was from one of the companies, and they said, well, when your husband died, that rescinded the authorization.
Right.
And I went, did he call you from heaven?
Right. Yeah, but that's not what you want to be doing at that time.
Not what I want to be.
The way she found out was she was trying to buy a blouse for the funeral.
Oh.
Now, does that not take it to the next level?
Yeah.
So
that's how I found out.
Yes, guys, get with Natalie, get your legacy in order so that it is a legacy that you can pass down. Thank you so much, Natalie. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you. We'll see y'all.
Bye.
Bye.